Welcome to the Big D podcast. I got a short week for preparation. I just came back from my trip from Glendale, Arizona, where I saw the Packers defeat the Arizona Cardinals, and I had a short on. It was the most watched video or short that I've ever had. So if you want to see it, go check, look under Live from Glendale, Arizona. But this week I'm getting ready to go to Iowa City, Iowa, to see the Iowa Hawkeyes battle the Minnesota Gophers. So I'll have a live short from there, but let's get on with the show right now. So first off, top performers. I said Jaden Daniels, and he was doing pretty good. He had a touchdown passing, touchdown running, but then he kind of pulled his hamstring, got hurt, finished with only like 21 points. Some guy named Bo Nix, who's a quarterback for the Denver Broncos, scored like 43, came back and beat the Giants in the fourth quarter, so he got that honor. So I didn't do very well. So who's going to be the top scorer this week? Well, it's going to be a former Wisconsin Badger. And, the Badgers have not looked really well. The last 2 weeks they've been shut out. But in the NFL, the top scorer for this week is going to be running back Jonathan Taylor, a former Wisconsin Badger running back. He plays for Indianapolis. They're playing Tennessee. I think he's going to have a huge game and be the top scorer for the week. For the Daily Double, I said the Brewers, who had defeated the Dodgers 6 times during the year. 3 in LA, 3 in Milwaukee. They were playing them. I said the first game in LA, the Brewers would win. Not only was I wrong there, the Brewers didn't win the first game, didn't win the second game, obviously didn't win the third game, and didn't win the fourth game. Then they're out. Stupid Dodgers are in the World Series. I was hoping. I was pulling for them, but I didn't get it. I've gotta come up with a better idea. And then also for the second half of that, I said that the Lions, the Bears, and the Vikings would all lose. And I only got one of those 3. Vikings were the only team that lost. So I've got to refocus this week, come up with a better idea, a better plan, but I'll do better. I think I'll definitely do better, because now I'm going to project that for the first part of the Daily Double, both the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Green Bay Packers will win this week. Absolutely. They're going to win. Win. But on the negative side of the Daily Double, I think statistically that old man Rodgers, he's going to statistically do better than a Jordan Love. So from a quarterback standpoint, he'll do a little bit better. That's the bad part of the Daily Double. Now, the no-brainer, which I did get last week, I said that the Packers would win, and the game was a little closer than I would have liked, but they did win 27-23. So I won the no-brainer. And so what is the no-brainer for this week? Let me think. We've got the Packers playing the Pittsburgh Steelers Sunday night. And they got 2 big pass rushers, TJ Watt and Micah Parsons. Who's going to get more sacks? I think the no-brainer is going to be they're going to get the same number of sacks. They might get 1 each, they might get 2 each, they might get none, but they're going to end up with the same number of sacks. That's my no-brainer. The special bonus section of the week is easy. This week, it's going to be about 6'7". You hear a lot of people talking about 6'7", especially kind of the younger generation, and you might be thinking, what the heck does that mean? 6'7". So I thought, this is the 6th week, and the Packers are 4-1-1. They have the number 1 seed in the NFC, and they play this week, which is the 7th week. So 6'7". So maybe does it reference from going week 6 to week 7? And I thought about, it's gotta be a little bit more. It's gotta be something else. Does that mean like I'm gonna have 6 or 7 beers while I'm watching the game? Maybe. Am I gonna lose 6 or 7 pounds before the end of the year? Not likely. I gotta ponder that. What is the 6'7"? What's the 6'7" about? What is everybody talking about? I think what the 6'7"'s about, people are saying, how many more victories do the Packers have to clinch the number 1 seed? They currently have the number 1 seed, but how many more wins do they have? And I think it's 6-7. So when you hear people say 6-7, that's what they're saying. They're saying the Packers need 6 or 7 wins to clinch the number 1 seed for the playoffs. So be sure to pat those guys on the back and say, yeah, I'm right behind you. I believe you. But that's what the 6-7 is all about. Well, I plan to have a great week in Iowa City, Iowa with a couple of old roommates of mine. But I want all of you to don't forget to check the Big D show and podcast to look for updates. Look for our short, which will be live from Iowa City, probably posting sometime on Saturday, but should be a great week of football. Everybody have a great time. And don't remember, 6-7 wins for the Packers, and then we'll clinch the best number 1 seed in the NFL. See you later.